One of the challenges for buyers right now is actually falls on the seller's shoulders, and that sellers and sellers' agents still have unrealistic expectations. They still have expectations that I'm going to put my home on the market, I'm going to go into a bidding war, I'm going to get over full price, you're going to waive your inspection, you're going to give me everything I want as a seller. And it's a challenge right now for us as buyers agents and for us as buyers to try to have that seller come to the reality of that's just not the way things are anymore. And some agents still think that's where the marketplace is because they're just not as in tune to the dynamics of the economy. They're not full time. They're not. They haven't been through this before, so they don't understand, how to navigate through this shift and really counsel their sellers on this isn't where we are anymore. And just resetting those expectations for sellers, I think, is important, and it's a challenge for buyers right now. There's still not a ton of inventory, so that's a challenge for buyers. I think that as we get into third and fourth quarter, and rates continue to hover around 5, you as a buyer are going to see some really good opportunities. And what I mean by that is I think inventory will pick up. I think those sellers that had unrealistic expectations put their homes on the market here early third quarter, and they're going to sit and become stale and stagnant. Those sellers will become desperate. They'll start chasing the market. They'll drop their price. And I think as a buyer, you'll have an opportunity to swoop in and pick up some of these homes for, 90% of asking price or less in some cases. So I think there's going to be some really good opportunities for buyers as we shift into this late third, early fourth quarter. But right now, there's just not a ton of inventory, so that's still a challenge for buyers. As a buyer, having less competition, I think, is an opportunity. As we talk about opportunities for buyers, there's not as many buyers in the marketplace right now because they're in that fear mode. They're in that I'm going to wait for rates to drop back to 3% mode, and that's never going to happen. So you're not up against 25 offers anymore. There's still some exceptions to the rule. There's still homes out there in certain price points in certain neighborhoods with certain amenities that we're seeing multiple offers. I sold one today with multiple offers that went for about 5 to 7% over asking price. So we're still seeing some of that. But this was a home that was just in a neighborhood that was in high demand, and there just wasn't a lot on the market. So these sellers took advantage of that opportunity, and we saw a bidding war on that. So generally speaking, though, buyers are going to have less competition. So you can go through the normal home buying process. You can do inspections. You can negotiate. You can have it subject to an appraisal. You're not going to have to give up, your firstborn in order to get a home right now. So I think there's some really good opportunities for buyers when it comes to the negotiation aspect right now. In fact, I've seen buyers actually get some sellers to pay some of their closing costs the last 30 days. That was almost unheard of. Well, actually, it was unheard of almost the last 2 years. So you're able to put, more than anything, you're able to pay today's actual value of the home and not an overinflated, maybe 2 years down the road value by overpaying for the home. As we get into the shifting market, as things start to cool off, the good news, in my opinion, I think that the part-time, inexperienced real estate professional is going to fade off into the sunset, and they can no longer just make a quick buck. So you as a buyer have an opportunity to work with a good, experienced professional as we start to kind of weed out the inexperience in the industry. You'll have an opportunity to really be represented professionally and really have an opportunity to work with somebody that understands your local market and has been through this before and isn't forcing you to overpay and make bad decisions and make decisions based on emotion that a lot of these buyers did the last 2 years.